Hey everybody, this is Kendale King with KCK and I'm coming to you with something that nobody asked for, but will probably enjoy if you like superheroes and accounting. Picture the scene. Back in my master's program, I was told for my final exam for my accounting policy class that we just needed to write a paper about anything. It needed to be at least 15 pages, I believe, but it could be anything accounting related, whatever we wanted. For me, I think I was watching Justice League, this animated series, a great series back in the day, and it was Shazam fighting Superman. And I was thinking about like, wow, these are two superheroes who are just duking it out in the middle of the city, destroying everything in their wake. And I'm just like, did they even think about, hey, let me not throw this car at somebody? You know, just realizing that the owner of that car probably didn't pay off their car note yet, or like they needed it to get home. It really had me thinking like, what are the accountants thinking about when that stuff happens in their world? So Extraordinary Accounting was created, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got there, and definitely open to hearing more opinions and what you guys are thinking. So essentially, there are a couple points from this new accounting codification that I created, and it essentially starts with creating a new component for our income from our continuing operations, specifically for what I call extraordinary accounting. And these were all the amounts will be presented. Also, there will be new disclosures related to what's hero or supervillains. I call them enhanced individuals, who was involved, and in each incident, and essentially a reconciliation of the amounts that you recorded. Moving on, you have to understand and create what are super environments or non-super environments. And essentially, this is basically sets the locations apart to say that if this person is here, this enhanced individual is here and they have superpowers, and you will be in a superpowered environment. If you're here and they don't have superpowers, then it will be a non-super environment. And so things like that, that's more going to be a legal decision. Lawmakers are going to, choose to figure out which environments are which. And it's important, for this next piece, because we're going to be including the concept, obviously, of expensing immediately or deferring those losses down the line. And obviously, it could also, work with gains if, through a superhero act, you're able to get something done. But we're going to just focus on the losses right now. First step is to understand the environment that you're in. So if we were in Gotham, for example, right? Batman is the main enhanced individual for that city. And so one would go to say that, hey, the people that Batman fight, Batman himself, they're not necessarily superpowered. They may have enhanced abilities, but they're not necessarily always shooting lasers out of their eyes, like Superman, for example, in Metropolis. And so, however people come to that decision, whether through lobbying or figuring that out, let's just say it was decided that Gotham was a non-super environment and that Metropolis was a super environment. With that being the case, anything that happens related to any enhanced individual that's non-super, if individuals are classified as non-super and you're in a non-super environment, that is an immediate loss. Record that loss. This is the cost of doing business in this place. Just go ahead and record it. Nothing to think about. Same thing for super, environments. If non-super individuals or enhanced individuals are fighting there and some losses generated, immediately recognize that loss. The difference comes in when we look at a non-super environment with a super enhanced individual coming in and creating that loss for you. For example, if Superman or one of his villains came into Gotham and started getting some losses, those losses wouldn't be non-super, right? This is a different environment. So this is something above and beyond what Gotham should be used to. And so essentially you would be deferring that over a certain amount of time and not recognizing that loss immediately, because the loss from this particular super event doesn't necessarily happen all the time in this non-super environment. We have many different cases where it's not always going to be like that, but it is definitely a good basis for people to start in these accounting, in these superhero worlds. It's actually very basic accounting, very basic logic that's being added to it, and just making it a little more interesting, because I don't know if anybody's ever really thought about that. And you realize that all those losses are occurring, and people will probably obviously try and be more into a non-super environment so that they can not have as much damage occurring, but also being able to defer any super losses, essentially. Vice versa with the gains. If you're benefiting from this, you would have to recognize that gain immediately or over a period of time. I actually created a codification worksheet that is literally within the same way that the ASC is created, and you can definitely look at it and give me your comments, give me your feedback. What do you think? accounting. I had some couple questions on it. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. All fun. Definitely want to make this the beginning of just a thought process, because we'll start thinking about other ways in real life to apply accounting literature for up and coming industries and events and instances such as crypto, AI, and so on and so forth. And so definitely looking forward to those conversations. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, and let's have some fun.